ready.
Are we up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, it's 6 p.m. Let's call the meeting to order. We have the full slate of select board. Ron Gray, Wade Cochran, Kathy Hodgson, Tim Yarrow, myself, and Sean Hallisey. We have treasurer, Heather, and Marcel, assistant treasurer, and a few members in the audience. So modifications to the agenda. Anybody from the board have anything they want to add or rearrange?
I'd like, I don't know if we can do it or not, but I got a call from Nate Seacard just before I left King to come here, and he has he had a question to ask about the survey on the site for a possible new town garage. And so I told him I'd see if we could discuss it.
Are we expecting him to arrive here?
No.
Oh, you want to just bring it up?
Yeah.
Is he looking for a survey, Ron, or?
He said that,
Well, can we just
do it later?
Yeah, move that down. Let's do it after cell phone. Would that be a good spot, Heather? I don't know if you need to stay beyond that. I don't see anything else in here. So let me just run that down here then.
After cell phone.
After cell phone, yeah. We're on. Anybody else have anything they want to add? Okay.
I
Marcel,
kind of have a housekeeping speech I'd like to give at some point.
sure. How about after cell phone?
Sure.
Chair, I have information on that stop sign I was supposed to find out from AOT. That can wait, or I can bring it out, doesn't matter.
Is it critical today?
No,
What do you say we wait, if that's okay?
that's fine by me.
Okay. All right. Marcel, I'm supposed to be reminded by you of something you wanted or thinking about.
It was just brought to my attention by the fire chief that, if we have problems at the town garage trying to site something there, that maybe we should look at just adding 3 bays on to the fire station, because we have a lot of infrastructure already there. And it may be a lot less expensive to do that than
We
to
had
try
that
to build a whole new.
after the cell phone as well for discussion?
Yeah,
Okay,
the fire chief had just mentioned it to me today, and I said, well, it'd be worth investigating. We have the plans for the fire station, so.
okay, let's put that after cell phone as well. At least we can get Heather out of a good hour. All right, approval of anything else for the modifications? I'm seeing none. Approval of minutes, August 10, 2026. Now, I don't know for sure, but I thought we had approved those already.
Thought we did, you just had to have her change everything from group to board.
That's something Hannah
And
can do.
special meeting on a regular meeting.
No, not that one, the 20th was the one we had to change that to, but the August 10th one was that Hannah made the modification to change group to board.
That had already been approved, so now it's
Right.
just an administrative task, and I don't
Right.
think it's an action item. And I don't believe that the minutes from the 20th are,
Yeah, posted.
They aren't posted yet.
yeah, so we'll come to those later. But Hannah, we do have to post them pretty soon, and I'll email them to you tonight for posting. 'Cause we'll-
Okay, I don't have anything to do with the posting,
You have to
and
send-
I didn't do the minutes for the 20th either, so.
Gavin posted.
Okay, so,
Heather and Gavin get copied so that they get posted.
well, the normal channel would be, they come to you, you forward to Gavin?
No, if I take them, then I would forward them to Gavin, but they don't need to come to me if I'm not the
Okay.
one taking the
Heather, can I
minutes.
forward them to you? Thank you.
Chain of command would be to email them to Deb, and then Deb would send them to Gavin.
I will do
as the
that.
supervisor.
No, I'd like to follow the right procedure. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Okay. So we are at tax rate.
Yeah.
So tell us what we need to know.
So we are asking, the treasurer's office is asking the board to approve the municipal tax rate of 0.4827 this evening.
Can you
What's the
elaborate?
up
Because I
from
have
last year?
no idea what that means.
The tax. So I'll just tell you real quick what we do. So the taxpayers in March voted on a budget, right? And so we take what we anticipate as revenue and we subtract that from what the budget amount is, and that's the amount that we need to raise for property taxes. And so we have a formula based on the grand list, the municipal rate, with some exemptions for our veterans in town. And we figure out what that rate is, and that's the 0.4827.
Is that like a mill rate?
I'm sorry,
Other towns and cities call it a mill rate. Is that like the same thing?
Yeah, it's a tax rate.
tax rate.
And then what was last year?
Did you have last- did you have last-
It should be 2025. It's 2025.
Yeah, but you have the- Oh, yeah, okay. So the municipal tax rate last year was 0.3801.
0.3801. What does the approximately 0.126, 0.0126 increase mean to people's wallets?
Well, 0.1026 represents about a 27% increase from 25 to 26 in the municipal rate. So we anticipate taxes to go up between $600 and $800.
Is that including,
The total increase was 7.34%.
including education
Mhm.
taxes?
Yes.
That's because we had an increase in grand list. We had an increase in tax, so when it all balances out, it comes out about 7.24, something like that.
I'm just wondering what this means to people's,
She just told us
Pocketbooks.
$600 to $800.
yeah.
For every 100,000, you're talking $700 or around what? 70,
Yeah, it's about a 10%
Yeah.
increase.
So about $100, it's about $70 every 100,000.
This is a new exercise for me, and I presume for most of the board, or at least I've only been through it once last year.
Mhm.
But 0.4827, does that include the education tax component as well? No,
That is just the
to
municipal.
fund our municipal operations.
So we don't have anything to do with what the school district.
It is what it
set
is,
at.
and
The budget was passed and it's set at that rate.
so do I understand the exercise correctly? We would be in an unbalanced budget situation if we fail to pass the tax rate, or we try to pass something less?
Correct. The tax rate number I'm giving you is the minimum amount that we need to cover the budget that was approved by the taxpayers.
I mean, there may be some wiggle room in there because we did have some extra on the town side because we had to allocate more money for benefits and a little bit more for wages. We didn't know if Heather and Deb were gonna get voted on. So we'll have probably surplus in that one. And then we did vote, for some increases in, like increase for equipment and stuff like that.
5,000 for garage projects.
Yeah, we had 25,000 there, 25,000 for equipment.
We had the capital account that was started for the fire department, increase in salary and benefits. So the number is the minimum amount to fund what
What
the
we-
taxpayers approved on town meeting.
Any other questions? I suppose to have done this correctly, we should have had a motion and a second on the table to begin
I
the
have another
conversation.
Go ahead.
If we were looking to keep this tax rate the same, is it you folks that would advise us what we would need to cut and not have as expenses?
Wouldn't that have to go back to the taxpayers?
Have to go back to the taxpayers, we can't cut it this year.
Gotcha.
You'd have to cut the budget
At town meeting.
at town meeting time in order to do that.
And how would we meet as a group to decide what we wanted to offer the townsfolk to vote on to cut?
We'll be meeting in fall to
To
start
do the
setting the
budget,
budget.
and then we have this year's to compare it to, and then next year, and we go through it line by line, and you can decide at that time where we need to cut it
Sure.
to present to the townsfolk.
Got it. Thank you.
So,
Do you have a motion yet?
we don't.
Make a motion to approve a tax rate of
Points for.
0.4827.
I'll second it.
Okay, Ron moves the tax rate, Wade seconds. So now we're properly situated with a motion on the table. Further discussion? Thoughts, comments? Call the question? All right, all in favor of the motion to approve the proposed tax rate of 0.4827 for tax year 27, is that?
26, the one we're in.
26.
Current year, okay? For tax year 2026. Please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Any abstain? Here's the ayes have it. The ayes do have it. 5-0. Okay, there's that. The cell phone. And iPad.
If anybody wants a copy, they're welcome to it.
I'll take one. Thank you.
I have dollars and cents figures when you're ready.
Do you have something for Heather to look at as well?
You can give her one of those ones. I'm keeping
I
mine.
can
I was
get,
gonna say, I'll
I
give
can share with one.
So Sean, have you got something you want to walk us through, or Heather, should you be going first?
She can go first. She's the lady.
Heather, do you want to lead off?
Sure. So Tim reached out to me after your last meeting, and I called Chris, who I understand attended the meeting on August 10th. He said he had sent an email to some person in his organization to ask how to get the balance of the bill paid off. Apparently there's some sort of fund that he was trying to tap into. He let me know that he found out the day after the meeting that the account and the phone cannot be transferred to the town at this time because there's a balance due on the account. I asked him to tell me where the treasurer's email was that was supposedly in an account that was gonna be sending bills or notices of payment. He said he could not confirm that there was a treasurer's email with the information being sent to it. He said he assumed that was what was happening, that there was an online account set up because automatic payment was being made. I told him that wasn't the case. Automatic payment had been set up through an app and that I did not have access to an online account. I asked if it was the current waterford.gov email or whether it was possibly the old town Gmail account. He couldn't confirm. And so we left it that there was some information that he was gathering and he was going to be getting back in touch with me, but I have not heard back from him. This weekend I did search my email account and the town's old Gmail account, and there is nothing from Verizon in either one of those accounts. So, and I also think that now would be a great time. I was approached by several community members who let me know that my name and the treasurer's position and the treasurer's office was under conversation during the last couple of meetings. So as an elected official, if there are concerns about me or the way I run the treasurer's office, that can be addressed in open meeting, and now would be a great time to share those concerns with me since I'm sitting right here.
So you ready?
Not
My turn?
Are you finished?
Yeah, I gave you the information I have, yes.
Thanks, Heather. Okay, Sean, you got something?
Yeah, so we had a cell phone that was provided to the road foreman to be able to perform his job. And that cell phone came with an iPad, which helped him also to perform his job. The automatic payment was stopped. Period. I believe that that left the employee in the lurch in terms of his credit, which doesn't really, in my opinion, make us a very good employer. And we should have made sure that we were taking care of the cell phone in a timely fashion, i.e. it should have been paid, i.e. when we started the saga about who was gonna receive the bill and whose name it was gonna be in, somebody from the town should have approached the Verizon people and made a proper contract in the town's name so that we could continue to provide the road foreman with the tools to do his job. So the contract, I believe, has been canceled. It's been paid off by the employee. Buying the phone was $198.77. He made a payment of $167.58. He made a second payment of $129.63, and he paid off the contract at $816.55 for a grand total of $1,312.53. Now, if we're going to be known as a decent employer in this town, we should probably fess up and pay the bill before the guy takes us to small claims court and we're in a mess. What do you have to say to that?
I say that those are not my concerns. I was not at any meetings. I did not receive any emails asking me to do anything. I was not invited to a meeting to have this conversation.
Well, you have been asked to come to the meetings. I've asked him to ask you a billion times, and you never came. We also voted as a group to have Tim talk to you about squaring away this contract. And I did do my homework, and I did find out that he's exactly right. It's not our responsibility to direct you, but we can have communications with you to make sure that the town operates in a smooth and fashionable and professional fashion. And I don't call any of this mess here smooth or professional.
And I appreciate your opinion, but that sounds like a board issue, not a me issue.
Well, it is your issue because we instructed Tim to come to you and talk to you about getting this squared away.
Okay.
And I don't know if he did that. I don't watch after him or babysit him. But if he did do it, it went nowhere because it didn't get squared away except by the employee. And now we owe the employee money, or we're gonna end up in small claims court over it. And I don't think that's a very good place for the town to sit.
Okay, number one, I have not seen only one receipt for $198. I have not seen an invoice for anything else, okay? That's number one. Number two, when Jim went on vacation last time, somebody asked him for the cell phone. He said it was his personal cell phone,
I don't know anything about that.
okay?
No,
So-
he clearly said that.
Huh?
And he's repeated that that's his personal cell phone.
That's his personal cell phone. That bill is in his name, in his responsibility.
It also has the town's address and an automatic payment from the town. So the town absolutely took some responsibility
Yeah.
in that cell
So-
phone by paying it.
The town's address on this is new. Every copy of the bill that I received has the employee's home address
Yes.
on it.
And that is true,
Look,
because the
irregardless of the semantics, this doesn't look very well as an employer that we left somebody to hang out to dry that's employed by us and using the equipment to provide a service to the town.
Employed by the town, supervised by the board. I have no supervision authority over.
And there was
that
personal use for that phone, not all business. Okay?
Plus it was a tax-free benefit to the employee.
Yes,
Yes. So I would suggest in the future, if the board requests information from the treasurer's office, that could be done in writing. If the
Yeah, I
board,
guess so. You
if
can't
the
trust
board
them.
requests that the treasurer attend a meeting because she has information the board needs, that should come to me in writing.
So look, just so you know, I've been asking for weeks now for you folks to attend the meeting, and neither of you had shown, and I don't know whether he conveyed the information or not.
Well, I have not had an invitation to a meeting,
and neither have I.
and to discuss me or the office or how the office runs without me in the room is not gonna get you anywhere. If you don't like the way that the treasurer's office is set up or operates, have a conversation with me.
Because I have a separate issue aside from the cell phone, but we can discuss that, I guess, when the cell phone's done. What are we gonna do about the cell phone? Do you want the invoices? Are you gonna pay it? Are you gonna wait?
That
for
is
him?
not a
Or
decision
are
of
you
us.
gonna-
That's a decision of the board.
Or are you all gonna wait for him to take you to court?
It was his name on it.
That's a board conversation and a board decision.
Yep.
It has nothing to do with the treasurer's office.
Are you asking for an action right now, Sean?
I'm just laying the cards out on the table.
I'm a little bit confused about the fact that there's now $1,300 on the table when this whole transaction was presented to us by Chris Biotti as a $198 transaction, so de minimis that it wasn't worth handling the matter through our maintenance warranty contract
He
with
paid two
Verizon.
payments. He paid two payments.
No, Sean, you're cutting me off. I'm wondering where the new
Do a
numbers
lot of
came
that.
from. Beg pardon?
You do a lot of that to folks.
Right now, I'm asking you how we got from $198 to $1,312.53 for a personal cell phone at this point, which
So
the
you
road
can,
foreman has clearly said is his personal cell phone.
you can call it what you want. Absolutely. He paid a payment of $167.58 to keep it from getting shut off. He paid another payment for $129.63 to keep it from shut off. And now it is currently shut off, and the contract is null and void because he paid it off for $816.55. And you know, if this is the way you folks treat employees, it's a no wonder we can't get anybody to apply to come and work down there.
I would suggest that if you want a action on this, make a motion.
Oh, sure. I guess if I'm gonna make a motion, I would make a motion that we cut a check to the employee, that the employee bring the phone and the iPad to the town office, and we make the guy whole.
So
The
that
iPad-
iPad belongs to the town. It was paid for by a grant.
So I still suggest that we make the employee whole for the $1,312.53. And then you can have the phone dropped off at the town office, and you can get them, whoever's gonna work down there, a phone if you so choose, or we so choose to do so in the future.
And I take issue.
Well, let's
With your-
get the motion on the table first, if we could.
There it is.
Motion, Sean's making a motion to pay off the cell phone balance of $1,312.53 for the road foreman's personal cell phone.
It's not his personal cell phone.
Yes, it
He may
is.
have at times used it as a personal cell phone, but it was very much talked about in these meetings. And I'm sure if you comb the owl and Hannah's minutes, you'll see where it was talked about as a work phone.
Is there a second for the motion? No second for the motion? It appears that the motion fails. Heather, you were in the middle of trying to address something?
Thanks. I take issue with your generalization about us people and the way we treat employees. It's uncalled for.
Well,
I have been in this position for many years. Tell me how many times the board has received a complaint about me or the treasurer's office.
well, one, we're not talking
I'm
about,
asking a question.
we're not talking about complaints about you.
I'm
And I have no
asking
idea, but if
a
you've been
question.
in the position for so long, in 2023, there was a mold report that was put out that nobody knows about that says high concentration of mold.
And that has absolutely nothing to do with the treasurer's office.
That was not done by her.
That has nothing to do
The
with
board
me.
did it. Mike Barrett did it when he was on the board.
And I have found both of those reports, and Jim has them, both.
Do you understand the roles and responsibilities of a treasurer and the treasurer's office?
I looked some stuff up, but I'm just learning.
Clearly. But what I'm asking is, you cannot generalize the treasurer's office and how they treat an employee. The only supervisory employee I have is Marcel.
Correct.
So do not generalize. And I ask again, how many complaints has the select board received about the treasurer's office?
I don't know, ask these guys, they're the ones that seem to get the complaints.
I've heard none.
I heard none.
No.
Thank you.
So there's no motion on the phone, we can go on to the next topic.
I didn't second, I just wanna, maybe that's out of order, but the reason I didn't second it is I would wanna see where those numbers came from, see the bill.
That's where I'm at, so I don't think it's a bad thing to pay it off, I just would like to see it.
And the problem I have is the 8/16/55, that he paid that phone off because he sat here at the meeting when Heather was requesting copies and the emails, and he was refusing to give them that she needed for the external auditor because he had his personal phone calls on there and he didn't want anybody to see his personal phone calls because he used it for his personal use. So I have a hard time paying the 8/16/55 to pay it off because he could have kept that as his own phone.
Well, IRS though, even if it is a stipend, correct me if I'm wrong, I did a lot of studying on this. IRS allows a certain amount of personal phone calls, so I don't know why it would want to show it to us. If there's a stipend given. I think if there's two different ways. If we pay the entire thing and then it's owned by us.
If it's owned by the company, they could call it a de minimis benefit,
Right.
because we use it for, the employee uses it for, like, if he has emergency calls or things like that, okay? If you use an employee's cell phone, which this one was, then you have an accountability plan. And they have to say how much is personal, how much is business, and the personal goes on their paycheck, and we're supposed to withhold social security taxes, Medicare, on that amount that's personal.
And to answer your question, Wade, if you use your personal cell phone that you pay for work-related items, there can be a policy that pays a yearly stipend
Right.
to all employees.
Covered.
But that is still you still have to collect social security
You
and
still pay
Medicare
taxes
taxes.
out of it, yes, but it's
So
a
I read
stipend.
something differently. You guys probably know this better, but when I went on the IRS website itself, it said that basically they didn't want to separate that out, so they would pay it.
They call it the de minimis benefit.
Right.
If it's a company phone, but if it's a personal phone, then you have to have an accountability plan. So, which we do not have an accountability plan.
Either way,
And
it's messy.
It
Very
is,
messy.
it's not, it's no.
external auditors say best practice for paying cell phone bills is to get a bill in its entirety, to look at phone numbers, phone calls, data usage by line. And that's just an external auditor's best practice for operational efficiency controls.
So it's interesting to me, and I don't know, I've only been around since last March, but it's interesting to me that none of that was really asked for up until it got messy with a certain person's employment.
And that is not true, because the bill used to come to the town office in a paper format in its entirety.
So then doesn't the town have some sort of ownership if the bill was coming to it, it's in entirety?
The bill was delivered by the employee in its entirety to be paid by check until that employee decided that wasn't okay anymore.
If we were ever audited, we would have to pay back taxes on the money that we paid for that cell phone. So. Chances that IRS doing it, very slim, but.
So now you just tell them.
And now it's on
We just tipped them off, so.
I don't know.
It's a good thing I've been.
Hopefully
through a lot
none of
of
the
audits.
auditors I work with are watching that.
So,
It's been going on for 3 months, and I think we need to come to some conclusion and put it to a halt.
Well, you heard two people want to have some documentation, not just handwritten numbers.
Nope, I got it. So I'll get you invoices.
well, hang on a second, let's back up to procedure. You put a motion on the table, Sean. Did it actually get a second?
No.
Okay, so that motion lies where it died. Is there anything else to discuss about the cell phone tonight to work this out?
I don't believe so.
Sean, it sounds like you are going to provide further numbers documentation for the cell phone?
I'll get it.
I'm not asking for it. You're proceeding under your own steam, as far as I can see.
Well, 2 people down there asked for it.
Is that correct?
Yes, Ron and I.
Ron and John.
Okay.
Yeah, Ron and
Well,
Lee.
then,
Whatever you want to call it.
we'll look
I'd
forward
like
to
to
seeing
see
your
it.
research. All right,
Now, can I take up another topic while she's still here?
is it part of the agenda?
Is it part of the housekeeping?
Yeah, part of the housekeeping.
Do you need Heather for it?
Yeah.
Okay, then go ahead.
Right here. Right. Under local municipal governments, such as in Vermont and across most traditional town structures, town officers operate under a strict separation of duties, and no single officer, especially an administrative or financial official like a treasurer, holds the power to unilaterally dismiss members or work with others to dismiss members of the legislative body. Now, a week or 2 ago, we were handed an email that says, I will personally hold onto it right now. The goal in front of us is to get Warner to resign from the board. If Warner doesn't resign and things get bad for Jim, that's when he would bring the letter. That is just my opinion, and that came from you.
Okay.
So how is it that you feel that you can meddle in the board's world, but the board can't meddle in your world?
I don't believe that's meddling in the board.
Well, if you read through the lines, you're working here to have somebody resign.
I did not have anybody resign. Is my name on a petition? Did I come to a board meeting and demand somebody resign?
It says Heather M. Gagne right here at the top of the paper.
Did it come from an official email address?
It looks to me like it was a text message.
Okay. Did it come from an official email address? Do I have a town paid for cell phone? I'm not really sure what
Do you
you're
need
trying
one?
to get at, actually.
Do you need one?
No, I don't. I use my,
I'll take a stipend because I use my phone every day.
I'm not really sure what your question is or what you're trying to get at. If you're talking about something that happened 3
What I'm
years ago
really
with
trying
a
to get
former
at is
board
if there's
member.
supposed to be a separation of power, then what were you doing getting involved in this?
I was not involved in that.
Obviously you were talking about it in the text message chain.
What's the date on that?
I have no idea.
Was it before Heather became treasurer?
I have no clue.
So it's not, why you even bringing it up?
And there's a First Amendment right attached to anybody's civil opinions expressed in the town. Do you have a point you're trying to get at?
Yeah, the point I'm trying to get at is that what I just said, how is it fair for her to meddle in the board's work, but she doesn't want the board to meddle in her work? And the other point I'm trying to make is that I asked for her to come up here and be a part of these discussions for weeks on end now, and either you never conveyed the information to her, or she chose not to come.
Heather was on vacation
And
for a week.
For a week. This has been going on for 3 months over a cell phone. And your words were that it's turned into a saga, and it never should have. It should have just been dealt with and put to bed.
Sean, I want to remain courteous to you, but throughout all of this, you have never been able to explain the relationship between the town, the cell phone, the employee, and bring that back to the board in any cogent, coherent, articulate manner. You're angry now, I see that, but you've never been able to explain
You know
the
what?
background to the cell phone and how we got to this point at all. So I think it would just be good to say a little bit less and put a little less voltage behind your words.
The first thing I'm gonna say, and then I'm done with it, is you have a very nice, convenient way for yourself to school people. And then you don't follow the rules. It's like the pot calling the kettle black.
Okay, but I've taken a lot of select board training. I understand the role reasonably well, not perfectly, but I have done a lot of training with VLCT to be able to try to run the town's business as well as I can in the interest of the town. And I'm not making enemies in the process. And there's a lot of art and finesse to the process. So all I can say is please get yourself educated further in how to be a good select board member.
You know
We need you and we're counting on you.
If you were that educated, why is it that Ron Gray was appointed road commissioner and it wasn't offered up in the public? Why was it that Gary Allard was invited to be the zoning enforcement officer and that wasn't invited up to the public? Shouldn't that have been put out in the newspaper? And then, and other people have been offered those positions where they're paying positions?
It was not the
zoning administrator was posted.
The zoning administrator was posted.
The other one wasn't.
Somebody else wants to do it, they're welcome to it.
You feel like you're finished?
For now.
So Sean, you clearly have a problem with me and it has nothing to do with my duties as a treasurer, and that's something that you're going to have
I
to
don't
deal with.
even know you outside of here. It has nothing.
Well, clearly you have a pretty strong opinion because you share it whenever possible. And I've heard you, quote, apologize for hurting my feelings, apologize for offending me, which neither are the case. You spoke out of turn about something you knew absolutely nothing about and have created an atmosphere where I have to defend my skills, abilities, and knowledge.
You shouldn't be
It's
in politics.
unacceptable.
You shouldn't be in politics if you're thick-skinned, not thick-skinned.
I am very thick-skinned and I deal with people like you every day.
And I
So-
feel like people would do every day.
So clearly you can keep your opinions about me to yourself and not share them in open meeting unless you want me here to address them.
One, you just invited it all to be shared. And two, it would be nice if you would have showed up in the last 3 months so that we could have put this thing to bed.
I was not
didn't have to be-
invited.
A saga in his words. We
I-
asked him to invite you.
That is not a me issue. That is a board issue. Do not throw me and the treasurer's office under the bus because of a board issue.
You could have written an email yourself. I know you have said multiple times, you don't write emails, but you could email her and invite her.
She could just show up, dude.
I am
If there's
not
nothing
going,
on the agenda for her, there's really no need of her being here.
I am not gonna waste taxpayer
Oh,
dollars
the
sitting
phone was
here.
all about her and the town treasurer.
It was absolutely not about me.
You were paying it and you cut it off.
Because it was his personal cell phone, and we do not pay for personal cell phones unless you want to start paying for all of the employees' personal cell phones.
We'll let somebody figure in one point and then you figure it out if that's the way it goes. So I'm done.
Okay. Thank you for your opinion, Sean. Fuel bids are next.
No,
Oh, yeah,
C card.
we're, Nate C-card. Thanks for coming, Heather.
You're very welcome.
Nate Seekert gave me a call and he said that he was contacted by, I can't remember the guy's name, from E.H. Danson, Roy. And to put together a price proposal for doing a survey of the site for the new proposed town garage. And he just told Roy that he would rather not do that because the town is already a client of his and he would, if we want him to do the work, he'd prefer to just do it for us directly on, rather than giving us a price on the hourly rate he charges us for survey and engineering already. That way it would also avoid a markup that, subs work is usually marked up, so.
Ron, back up for a second. Is this a survey that would be required, a land survey required pursuant to the rough cost for developing the schematics for the town garage?
I assume so.
$6,500 survey or $5,000 survey?
Yeah,
That's the estimate for that Danson put out.
I got it.
How do you spell his name?
Last name is Sicard.
yes.
Thank you.
So it's the last page. Actually, it's in the cost estimate. It's in the new document.
Maybe it's on it.
No, it's
So
the,
Nate just wants to do the survey on his own,
Is it,
or wants us to go out and
You
get
just
somebody else
signed?
to do the survey?
Mike Big. Can I have that document back for a second?
No,
is it in that document, Sean?
okay, it's a second. No, he's willing to do the survey if it's needed for, if Danson, E.H. Danson needs it for the work they're doing for us. He just would prefer not to give a cost proposal to E.H. Danson, have it marked up. He'd rather just do it directly for the town if the town wants him to do it. He said he might even be able to do it sometime this week, or if not, he probably could do it while the culvert is put in on Daniels Farm Road, but now that's been postponed again, which is another conversation I had with him today. Because the supplier of the pipe can't deliver, is now saying they can't deliver the pipe until September 22nd.
That would still, that'd be tight, we could probably.
But he said he could also do it during that time because he could just slip over for a few hours from Daniels Farm Road to the, the town lane.
Yeah, I don't know if we have a survey. I've never looked to see if there's a survey.
No, there's a land survey. It's not sufficient or specified enough for a new
Okay.
project like this. Deb's got her hands on it, but it's pretty clear that it's insufficient for what we're trying to accomplish here. And the survey line item here was only an estimate of $6,500. So I don't know what Nate Sicard can do for us that hopefully could be better than that.
I would guess it would be, but I could ask him for an estimate of how long, it wouldn't be held to that because we weren't really asking him. Well, we could, but he was talking about doing it on an hourly basis.
I have no idea what's involved, Ron. I don't know what it should cost.
I guess we should ask Nate,
I could ask him.
Go ahead, Sean, and then I got a question after.
If we're hiring somebody, shouldn't it be put out to bid?
Not for this, for this value. I think we have to bid at 25,000, don't we, Marcel? Purchase policy.
Thank you.
Yeah, he already does work for us. He's doing he did the design of, well, done the design for several, Mad Brook,
He's doing the.
Lower Waterford, Daniels Farm Road. He'll do the construction inspection. So we already do business with him. I'm guessing it would be less than that, but the way they do surveys these days, it's a lot better than when I used to do it.
Do we make a motion?
Well, yes and no. Marcel, I'm wondering, the idea of latching on a few garage bays to the fire department, if that changes this whole calculus about surveys and schematics and everything else.
I would imagine we'd still need a survey. I don't know, I'd have to look and see. We may have a survey of the fire department too. I have the plans for the fire department. I don't recall seeing the survey, but there may be one in those plans. That'd be something we'd have to talk to Roy about and find out, his thoughts on that.
Yeah, I think before we approve any survey, we want to know which direction we're actually heading. And that just brings up one other question. When you're talking about the possibility of adding 3 bays garage to the fire department building, we need like 5 or 6 bays, don't we?
No.
No.
3 bays would handle all the equipment. Then we'd still have the
2
old.
vehicles deep, is it?
Oh, that garage is bigger than, the 3 bays at the fire station is bigger than what we have, the 2 bays that we're putting all the equipment in right now. And you may have to go a little bit deeper, a little bit wider, but you still could make it, you wouldn't need a 5 bay, and then you're adding in a kitchen, bathrooms, all new, you're adding in all this different infrastructure where all the infrastructure's there, they can all share the same infrastructure, so.
Is this brand new news to the board members?
Yes.
Yes.
It was just brought up today. Colin mentioned it to me today. And I thought, well, it might be worth looking at. I mean, $2.5 to $3 million to build a 5 bay garage where we could maybe get away cheaper. I don't know. It might be worth looking at.
Well,
But since we're talking about the garage, I also think that we should probably take care of that mold issue.
You're gonna have to now. There's no probably about it. It's out in the public.
Yeah, I would strip the roof off that. I'd strip that all down, close it up, and just leave
you're
that.
talking about the addition.
Yep. And then have a mold test done on, the original garage and make sure that, that's okay there, so.
So we really haven't had any discussion. Sharing is a wonderful thing, but it comes with a lot of complications. He dirtied my side, they dirtied my side. They didn't wash their dishes, we wash our dishes. It's all gonna come, that sharing thing comes with a lot of back and forth.
If it's gonna save the town money, it's certainly worth looking into.
Certainly.
So as far as tonight's what I brought up here, I'll just tell Nate to just put that on hold for now.
Well, let's look at the big picture again. We need to spend ARPA money no later than December 31st. Roy Danson thinks they're doing one thing at this moment, which is develop schematics for a new building on a new site at the town garage. This other idea has some tantalizing possibility, but it's brand new here, so.
It's not really preparing for the future though.
But if Danson is gonna charge us $6,500 and Nate can do it for less, and he does work for us, we certainly ought to have Nate look at it and do us an estimate. And not pay Danson and have to pay a subcontractor's additional fee on top of that.
Absolutely.
So does the board want to make a motion regarding Nate Sicard, or is it just, he's a contractor, he charges us hourly, and
Can we do it because it's not on the agenda, or do we have to put it on the next agenda?
we even have town garage on
No,
No,
here?
but do we want to have him go ahead with it if we're gonna entertain this other, because he's, according to what Roy told him, Roy wanted topographic survey of the, they were talking about putting it where the gravel pile is, gravel stockpile is. So if we're gonna entertain expanding the fire department, do we wanna go ahead and have him survey something that we might not use, or maybe both areas need to be surveyed?
that's what I would suggest.
Hang on a sec, Dave. Did you have something?
Well, I mean, this has been going on for years, and we headed down a road and made a decision to get an architectural design, to build a new town garage, and to put that before the folks at town meeting. I mean, we gotta pick a route here and stick with it, or else we're gonna be 3 more years figuring out what we're trying to do. And it's, at this point, it's imperative that we do something, because we know that the garage isn't a conducive working environment at this point. Had they done something in 2023, there would be shovels and concrete and steel already up, and we might not be in the position we're in now.
Well, I think we should get,
What we've gone through is not unusual for a town,
right,
time-wise.
and I think
It's frustrating, but it's not unusual.
we may have Danson do both, what it's gonna be to put bays on plus that, and see if they can do it by the end of the year.
Yeah, we can offer options.
Then we can offer options to the town.
So the survey seems to be key to that right now.
I believe it does, because the survey needs to be done for that part, and we need to have the survey either done on our own and not have to pay for a middleman.
So
I agree.
I don't feel like we can make an expenditure right now, but Ron, is there any way you could comb some more information out of Nate Sicard, like
That's what I think.
a rough estimate
Sure.
for 2 independent surveys, but together at the same time?
Sure.
One on the garage property, one if we were gonna pursue the fire department option?
Put it on the agenda for next.
Definitely.
Okay, I can do that.
Wait, did you have anything else?
No.
Oh, Dave, I'm sorry. Good Lord.
So I'm missing meetings, but I read some of the minutes. So one of the considerations of going all new is that the current building is X number of years old, quite old. This, what Marcel was talking about is a new idea for all of us, I guess. Is there a downside to putting a brand new addition on a partially aged current structure, being the fire station?
Oh, I see. I thought you were gonna say onto the town garage. We've been down that route.
No,
Yeah,
onto the new fire station, but I don't know how many years old that is. That's an age on it.
I could tell you, but I'm not sure.
Is 25 the right number, or is it less than that?
I'd
I
say,
don't know,
I'd say
I'm
around,
just wondering if it makes sense to add brand new onto something with significant age,
It's not a bad.
just as a consideration. Thank you.
You take them under advisement.
Yeah,
Take it under advisement.
how about you and I get on a conference call with Roy tomorrow or Wednesday?
Sure.
Kick that around a little bit.
Sure.
Okay,
Do you want me to hold off for a day or two till you talk with Roy, or before
Tell you
I
what.
contact Nate?
let me get an email out to Roy about a conversation, and then I'll get back to you, Ron, about timing.
Okay, all right.
Thanks. All right, are we finally done with housekeeping and Nate Sicard and Marcel 3 days?
Yeah, we're on the field list.
Yeah, okay. Thanks, Marcel. So fuel bids. From Deb earlier today, we have received a bid from Fred's. This bid is good through today only, and maybe higher and maybe lower tomorrow. But the bid is $4.39.9, so $4.40 per gallon for 2,500 gallons. This is the exact same price as what we voted on Thursday. Anybody want to make a motion and a second to at least put it on the table for discussion?
This is the same price. as
It
the-
is. A motion to put it on the table for discussion? I'm sensing nobody is liking that price. Okay,
When
hearing,
do we have to make our decision?
the price is good for today, so if we take
Right,
action,
but we already took
we have 1,000 gallons.
1,000 gallons and we had until September to decide, right?
No, I think we can enter a contract for many more weeks or months, or not, and just purchase off the market price.
I just want to mention that in the original email that we all received, there was some discussion about that the price could go up by $1 at any time. I think they even sent an email the next day.
Who's they?
Yeah.
The people from Fred's and
Gas
Deb,
is in
I think it's we got the email from.
Worth noting that crude prices are down today. There seems to be easing political tension, yada, yada.
Well, we could certainly gamble and wait.
I don't know that we could do much worse if you get right down to it, but it is sort of getting late in the season for contracts. What's the board's pleasure? Let this one go and we'll come back to it again?
On the agenda for next time.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, let's keep watching it. I think that's the best we can do. Okay, so that's that. Road crew applications. I think you've all seen the email. As of 2:30 today, we had received 2 applicant and resumes. Let's not mention names. We wouldn't be talking about them in open session anyway. It would be an executive session matter, but what's the board's pleasure? Take this under advisement in an executive session or make other requests for interested parties or?
I'm not sure when they came today, Tim. I haven't had time to review them, so.
Very briefly, but again, it's not something we do in open session with applicants.
The one concern I have is there's nothing about standard transmission in either of those. So we're gonna have to ask that, because that's what we own.
Our ad was pretty clear that you wanted 18 speed, what was it, manual transmission?
Standard manual. But they're both worth interviewing. I mean, we're getting to crunch time.
Well, I think that's a subject for executive session then.
Okay.
Okay.
So we'll move on it in there.
All right, so the next item here is home burials. Sean, is this something you're bringing to us?
Well, it really comes from the planning commission, or the planning board, and I gave you the document that I had in regards to it. I believe it said something to the effect that you had to have at least an acre and you had to be so many feet from a marsh or a water source or a well or a septic system. And I believe it's already a state statute or a state law. And we just have to have something in place in every town, because I believe you can collect a permit fee, whatever we so choose to charge for that permit. And I also believe from my visits to the planning board that it has to be approved at the March town meeting.
So very briefly, key legal requirements for home burial. No funeral director required. Families have the legal right to manage transportation and final arrangements independently. Vermont law does not mandate embalming. For timely disposition, families may utilize refrigeration or dry ice as alternatives. Statutory burial depth. Anna, would you take this specific note down for the minutes? The statutory requirements appear to be located at 18 VSA, section 5319. Requirements for establishing a family lot. I'm not going to read the details. Documentation and permits. A burial transit permit must be issued by a municipal officer before moving or disposing of remains. Must have a death certificate filed in a timely manner, signed and returned to the town clerk's office following the burial. And then there's just more AI information here. All right, folks, feel, action item we want to take tonight? Do you have any sense, Sean, of the urgency of this, if any?
Well, I think the only urgency is that it has to go before a town meeting to get the townsfolk's approval in the end, is what I understood at the planning board. And that came from Howard Remick.
I'm not seeing anything here for town meeting.
Maybe you could give him a call and double check.
You're on the planning commission, aren't you?
Yeah, as you said, that's what I heard him say.
So can you just ask him if we need to just have a motion to make it follow the Vermont statute in the size of the lot?
I don't know how to get through this right now.
If that's what they need, and then we can put it on the ballot, the warrant in March.
Sure.
If they come up with a wording, the planning board,
They have it, I gave it to him.
Did you give it to me in paper form or something else?
I gave it to you in paper form.
Oh, that's dangerous.
I know it is.
Is there a digital form somewhere?
I would have, you could ask Howard, I'm sure he can email it to you.
Since you're associated with planning, how would you feel about
Getting another copy and bringing it in again?
just
going
have
through
it,
this again?
just ask Howard to email it to us,
Sure.
or you just scan it and email it to the board.
I can do that.
And anything that he needs the board to do to get this subject ready for whatever it takes, whether we can act on it ourselves or whether it has to go to town meeting for town approval. Let's get that organized as well.
And then we can just add it to the warrant when the warrant comes out. Just make sure we have the correct wording or whatever they want. Thanks, Sean.
You're welcome.
Okay, anything else for home burial, or does that take care of that for now? I guess we'll move on then. Campbell Road. Who remembers anything about Campbell Road and why that's on the agenda?
Well, I brought it up at the last meeting because of the, let me see if I can remember. I think it was because of the fire chief, Colin was concerned about the ponding on Slate Ledge Road. And
What about fire?
yeah, being able to access it because of, if there was a fire. And I just mentioned that Campbell Road is a similar situation, except it's worse because there isn't any way to access it because of the flooding that took place in 2024. You can only go as far as, well, it's an old stone, laid up stone box down there at the bottom of the hill past Hellstein's.
question for Ron. So you can still get to the left-hand turn beyond Helsing's to go down to that
Yes,
Yes.
other house?
Mhm.
Whether, I don't have no idea who owns it now.
they come all the time.
So, but the culvert at the brook washed out and that's never been repaired. Because David Hellstein was putting rocks across there, which he shouldn't have done because you do need to get out there for fire. There was a forest fire out there when I was a kid.
Right.
Uh,
But that culvert's never been replaced since the flood.
It's never been replaced.
It basically, I think, just needs, I don't know how many loads of material, but a few loads of material. It backed up and it ran over, it washed out some on the road sub-base and down, I don't know, it's probably,
So is the culvert itself still physically there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, because you've got culverts around town that been pulled out there. You could
well,
use, the culvert is still there, so you just need to fill it.
I think I really should go down and look at it from the stream. I just looked at it from on top. I assumed that the water's going through it. It's,
Yeah,
I assume it just needs some material on top.
yeah, it's been decades since I've been beyond that, but it wasn't in great shape heading up towards the cul-de-sac decades ago, so I don't know.
It's been a while since
It
I've
would
been
be a
out there.
class, it'd be a class 4 road, but if you're considering about the fire apparatus getting out there, then if it's washouts like in the wheel tracks further up the hill from the culvert, that might need attention too.
It could, I don't know. I haven't been beyond there. And when you mentioned whether it's beyond where the road turns to the left and goes down in there to that house, I was supposed to, I failed. I was supposed to check it, there's a gate there. And, I was supposed to check to see if there was a lock on that gate.
That road that goes down to the house, is that any kind of a public road or
Jim said it was a class 4.
that's also class 4?
Yeah.
Cause that used to connect to very old 18 on Holbrook Hill at one time,
Before the interstate, I'm guessing.
Right.
Yes.
before any of us, way before any of us.
I don't think the road's even, I'm not sure the road's open except just as a driveway into their place.
Is it our responsibility or the landowner's responsibility?
For a class 4 road, it's the town's responsibility. But that one should be just, the town should
Dave,
throw that piece out.
well, I'm just, that was my question. You had mentioned firefighting purposes. It's a big,
Cul-de-sac, used to be a building out there.
Yeah.
Pike owns that whole hill. I believe.
I don't remember a building out there, but it might have been.
so what are we trying to solve here? There's a culvert that
It needs
has
to be-
washed out. We need to put
needs be
some,
fixed.
Yeah, I was just saying, Slate Ledge Road, the reason Colin brought it up was not being able to reach it with firefighting equipment. If there was a fire out there, there is one way in on Slate Ledge Road. You can't go all the way through, until that, well, maybe you can, but the water's over the road, not very far off 18, but on this road, that's the only way to get there. It's a dead end road and it's cut off part way down, so. I just brought it up, but I didn't ask for it to be. I didn't know it was gonna be, well, I saw it on the agenda, but that's all I know about it.
what kind of action, if any, should we consider? Undertake a repair, or are we even required to repair a road that seems to be not in use for any purpose other than
If it's a culvert,
we have to
we
maintain the
have to
culvert?
maintain the culverts on class 4.
Yeah, and this is one that can't be taken out. It's a brook that runs through the culvert. It's not just
Yeah.
well, I don't know how much water's in it now, but But it's,
Pretty dry right now.
yeah,
Ron,
it's,
did you say we can take the culvert out or
No.
we cannot?
no, you can't.
Can't.
I mean, that is one option on a class 4 road. You can remove culverts, but this is one, well,
It's a water course.
you could remove it.
But then you just have a hole and
You just have a hole.
You'd never be able to get beyond.
You'd never be able to get beyond it. It's deep.
It's not affordable in that
Is
sense.
there a purpose though to get beyond that? I mean, is it
If
worth
there was a
spending?
forest fire, you'd wanna get up there on that hill.
That's the only reason, because I don't believe there are any camps or anything there, but
And I mean, I don't mean to be a smartass, but we don't have enough manpower on the road crew at this point to spread gravel or do anything.
Well, it doesn't have to be done this fall, but it should be on the to-do.
it's just, yeah, just
on the
something.
To-do list.
Yeah.
Further investigation.
All right, well, can you just sort of tuck that one away? Let's stick a pin in it and come back to it if it's necessary, we take some action on it.
Yep.
Especially when we get some more on the road crew.
I haven't lost it.
All right, so we'll leave that for the time being. Adam Teal, discussion action. Deb and I were racking our brains what this was about. Does this ring a bell for somebody?
This was when I got asked about replacing a snowmobile bridge. And the landowner wanted to put in a culvert, and I brought it to the last meeting and asked about it. And the consensus was they needed a drive permit to do that. And I told Mr. Teal that, and Jim did say he would stop by and see him. I don't know if he has stopped by, but basically, if he wants to put a culvert in there, he has to apply for a drive permit. So there's really nothing to do. I don't know.
And I believe there was some discussion at the meeting about just putting logs in there so that they could get their snowmobiles across.
Yeah, he's got some logs in there now, very small. I don't know if when I told him that, if he's put, I guess the snowmobile bridge used to be a plank bridge, which is, I mean, it just crosses a ditch there. So it's not a huge thing.
Wouldn't that be the responsibility of the snowmobile association and not the town?
Yeah, that's actually the landowner's responsibility because the snowmobile trail doesn't go there anymore. He was just wanting to use it for kids or grandkids, 4-wheelers and things like that.
Well, how does this work then logistically? If Adam Teal is just a representative from the snowmobile association?
No, he's the property owner.
He's the
Oh, I see,
property owner.
okay.
We don't,
So I'm
that's
guessing if he wants to fix it himself, is there a permitting process that he needs to go through?
Driveway permit.
And is there a fee for that?
it's a driveway permit if he wants to put in a culvert.
Okay. I guess I would.
And I've told him that. I'm
I
not,
think that's what you're bringing, is that you told them there's a
Yeah.
driveway permit.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else.
there's nothing for us to
Nothing
do.
else to do.
Okay, keep us informed then.
Yep.
All right, and then Slate Ledge Road, I thought that was, water flooding across the road?
It was, and I think that's Sean, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Jim said that St. Johnsbury took care of it
They've been there twice.
twice.
I've seen them
Yeah.
coming out of there with their equipment when I've been going by.
Okay.
So I'm guessing they've taken care of it.
I haven't driven down.
Warner saw them once, right, like the day after the meeting, when we brought it up. And I went by Wednesday or Thursday last week, and they had 2 vehicles coming out and they had an excavator there. So I'm guessing they
Fantastic.
fixed it.
Perfect, so.
I don't know if that was why this was on the agenda, but there's another Slate Ledge Road. I can give you an update on the damage to Martell's fence.
Okay.
It has been Jim and Sean replaced the boards. And I went up, because we had elected not to have them painted. So I was going up to paint them, and I saw they were pressure treated boards that were used, and so I asked Roger if he wanted to let them dry for a while before he painted, so he said yes, so I'll go back and paint it at some point in the future.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Ron. Okay. Anything else on Slate Ledge Road? Hearing none. Gravel pit discussion action. I'm not sure why this came back onto the menu except to, the agenda, except to say that I think we are at the point where we ought to put this into an executive session discussion for how we want to approach it and what we want to put together in terms of a communication or potential contractual matter back with the pit owner. Anybody feel differently?
No, I'm assuming the checks have not been cashed.
According to the paper, they haven't been.
Deb checked this morning the tracking record, and it had been attempted 2 or 3 times, no response. I think they're returning the mail to us, but we've done our due diligence, so. Dave?
Would this be an appropriate time to ask about this gravel test? I saw that in previous minutes you were gonna do something, and Kathy and I had a private conversation at vote counting that you're gonna do a gravel test.
We approved the expenditure.
Ron, Kathy, and I know about Mad Brook, and I'm wondering if it's the quality of this latest crushing that's causing our problem. And you mentioned the test, Kathy.
No, they just wanted to get the new gravel tested to see, well, Ron can tell you.
Yeah, I haven't sampled it yet. I should have gone on it, but haven't done it yet. But yeah, we voted to test the gravel just to see what the quality of the gravel is. I mean, not for acceptance or anything. They've already crushed 10,000 yards just to know what we have.
We're stuck with it, whatever it is.
Yeah, we're stuck, yeah,
But
but for future.
yeah, it might be instructive for the future if this particular MBM or whatever it was it crushed didn't do the right blend of fines and courses and all that stuff. But it just seems like everything is really stony. But part of it is that because it's been so dry, if you get rain, then it softens up the top of your road surface, and the stones will get tread down in. And we've had it after May and June, we've kind of had a dry summer, and that's when they started using that new crushing. And Jim did come up and, as you both know, do a little grading at the top of Mad Brook, but it's starting to get washboardy on the uphill side. If you drive in the left lane going up around there, you're okay.
Although it's a little risky.
Thank you.
Hale is that way as well.
Yeah.
Ron, do you have a idea when you might be able to gather sample and?
I probably could make arrangements. Probably could make arrangements to sample it later this week.
If you need me to take it, I go every day too, so.
Okay, yep, that's
Let's I can do that too, but if Wade's heading that way, great.
yeah, I just need somebody to operate the loader to dig into it, and, because there's a certain procedure. What's that? You could do that too? Okay. Well, I know you don't want me doing it.
All right, so as far as the board action is concerned, it sounds like we're gonna kick that down the road, but address it in executive session and some future, next meeting, how about?
Yep, sounds good.
Agenda, gravel, Galander pit. Executive. Okay. All right, so agenda items for next meeting. I've got Nate Sicard's survey, oil bids, Galander pit contract executive session. Anything else at this time?
You know, have a gravel sample update.
Gravel test update.
Sean, will you have a home burial green burial by then, or you wanna wait?
I'll ask him
When's your next meeting?
the third Saturday of next month.
So even if you just brought it to the working meeting?
I
Unless
could ask
Howard,
him to
unless Howard
email
has it ready before then. We can put it on there. If you don't have it, you don't have it. We
I
can
can
just-
ask him.
But at least if we put it on the agenda, then we'll know, we'll talk about it.
Yeah, doesn't hurt to touch base. I'll just put Sean's name next to that. Any other items for next meeting? Okay. Stay,
What if we find a road crew member, does that have to be voted on by the board? How does that work?
yeah, let's put road crew on there. We interview in executive session, we deliberate in executive session, we vote or not vote in open meeting. Road crew.
Is your fuel bid up?
Oh, yeah, thank you.
Rich, fuel, limited discussion?
We're gonna keep in tune.
And Sean, were you gonna reach out to him? Oh, you guys will have, maybe have an update with Hanson regarding
Oh, yeah,
the fire station addition versus the
garage.
garage. New garage.
Board at fire department. So that was,
Not yet.
so it's card survey, Ron. Okay, that's 8 items so far. Anything else? All right.
No more citizens concerned?
Not
This
on
is
a
a
working meeting.
working meeting.
Next meeting, Glenn. Okay, thank you for your service, all.
Thank you, Dave. Appreciate it.
Good night, Dave.
I brought it.
All right, so executive session, based on council, we should be doing a 2-step entry into executive session. What are you asking? No, I need this to read.
Okay.
So, okay, Wade, we're gonna need you to go into executive session.
Thank you. Why did you try more? Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, good.
I don't think that's what it is.
Send them out nearby or?
I'll get his number. He's gonna stay around, so.
Okay, that works. All right, so 2-step process to get into executive
So he
session.
came, why?
What's that?
How come he came?
You saw the emails.
He was inviting him because we thought there'd be more public people here due to the executive session.
Gotcha.
It was in the email. You didn't read the email?
Didn't you read the email?
I guess I didn't get that one.
You were
I
on
sent it
it.
to the select board. Only the select board, I mean,
Thank you for telling me.
okay. So again, 2-step process to get into executive session. We, upon legal advice, we would go into executive session pursuant to 1 BSA 313A 1F, which concerns receiving or discussing legal advice. And the motion for this would read as follows, and I'll need somebody to move and to second. That we move for a specific finding that discussing legal matter and legal advice in executive session with legal counsel would put the town at a substantial disadvantage. So could I have a motion that we make such a finding?
So moved.
Ron moves. Can I have a second?
I'll second.
Kathy seconds. Any discussion regarding the finding? Again, it's that the matters to be discussed regarding legal matters with attorney would put the town at a substantial disadvantage. So we have a motion and second. Move to the vote. All in favor of the finding motion, please say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstaining? Here's the ayes have it, 5-0. So the second part of this would be all in favor of moving into executive session pursuant to 1 VSA 313 A1F and section 313 A4, which is legal discipline, disciplinary matters with an employee. Please, where are we at? Can I have somebody to move the action to go into executive session? Okay, thank you. Ron moves. Can we have a second?
I'll second.
Kathy seconds. Hannah, I was sort of reading as in gobbledygook. Did you feel like you got the motion pretty well?
No, I don't think I get it. So it's like, so there's two separate topics for the executive session,
The
so it's a
two-step
separate
process.
motion for each?
The first motion was a finding that we had to do make a finding that discussing legal matters in open meeting would put us at a substantial disadvantage. We've done that. The second motion is simply to now enter executive session for legal and employee matter.
Okay, so the first one is move for a finding, and then the second one is motion to enter executive session?
Correct.
Okay.
So the second part is the more normal part that you're familiar with. Okay, so motion and second on the table, discussion. Hearing none. All in favor of entering executive session for both legal and employee discipline, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, say nay. Any abstaining? It appears the ayes have it, 5-0.
Did you vote?
I voted.
No, Sean, I didn't hear him, I just asked.
So we're in executive session at 7:27. Hannah, can you get us on